Hey guys, Faze Ollie for All Things Bubble, and now I'm going to be doing kind of the second part of that what's on my blank device here. I've got my personal phone, which if you guys couldn't tell by now, it's a BlackBerry Z10, so I carry this daily in a holster, which is right here. So I'm just going to go through what apps I actually use, what apps I've got on here and that sort of thing, so let's get started. So first page, basically all the system apps, really, contacts, browser, calendar, BBM, all that good stuff is native, so it comes on your Z10 or any other BlackBerry 10 device you've got. CB10 is basically the BlackBerry application. It integrates the articles with the forums, so it's one place to find both the articles and forums. So nothing really too interesting here, and all the social networking stuff, which I've also got plugged in to BlackBerry Hub here. Second page, maps, games. This app is basically like Game Center on the iPad or iOS devices. It keeps track of your trophies, your achievements, that sort of thing. It lets you check your friends list, check requests, and check what games are compatible with this. Now this is a fruit of RIM's acquisition of ScoreLoop. So it's nice to see that apps are integrated, and if I'm playing an app, if I'm playing a game like Beach Buggy Blitz, I can go into the game, and through the game itself, the leaderboards, it will show my contacts list that are on the BlackBerry Games app, which is pretty neat. So that's pretty cool. FastTube is a great YouTube client. It lets you sign in. Voice control, I haven't bothered to actually even change it. Weather app, so I've done a review about what's new in BB10.2, and the weather app is one of them. But now in 10.2.1, it's actually improved a little bit. You get this nice little scroller, as well as the real feel. There you go, the real feel updates, and it's still animated, but we got to go to a day where it's actually doing something like snowing. So weather app, I use the native one. Oh, it's cold on Thursday. Damn. But yeah, I use the native weather app. It's powered by AccuWeather, so not a surprise. They've been using AccuWeather on the playbook as well. Clock app, default calculator app is really nice. Reason being is it gives you a tip calculator, as well as a very handy converter. Lots of nice conversions, pretty easy to use, native application, and you also do have a running total of all your calculations, so they do save and you can just clear them out. Always very, very nice to have on your device. We got a folder here that has prints, and basically I've got two applications here. Print to Go is what was on the playbook previously. It's an application where if I'm on the computer and I quickly want to send a document off, but I don't want to email it to myself or put it in cloud storage, I can use Print to Go, and I can quote unquote print it to my BlackBerry or playbook. And what it basically does is it takes that document. So let's say if I'm working on a Microsoft Word document, it will take that document and it will convert it to a PDF, and using BlackBerry ID, it will just shoot it to this device and it will appear there in my files. So that is really handy. And PrintHand is basically an application that lets you print from your BlackBerry device, BlackBerry 10 device, to a Wi-Fi enabled printer or Bluetooth enabled printer, or you could use Google Cloud Print. There's a lot of options, but it's a good app nonetheless. The native file manager is great. It lets you access a whole bunch of different settings, and if I had Dropbox, I would have it here as well. So you can see box, media card, device, and this is actually my computer, which is currently closed, which is why it says offline. But I can access all those files directly from the file manager here. So it's an app I use a lot, moving files around. That's the one thing I really like about the BlackBerry 10 platform and BlackBerry in general. They've got a really good, solid file management system, which is excellent if you work with a lot of files day in, day out. Again, Bloomberg, my favorite application for stocks and business news. Works pretty well. You also have your, oops, wrong one, watch list, and you can go in and check a stock and see the current price for it, as well as the last close. And at the bottom you do get some key executives and some more information about the company, what sector it's in, and some related news. So You can go in there, and what I really like about the app is you see these stock markers for Merck, and there's one for Activiz. Well, I can just click those, and within the application, it'll actually go to that. So that's really neat integration, and I really like that. That's really awesome, just the way that works. And it's got a nice blacked out theme, so that's pretty awesome. So if you're on a Z30 or a Q10 with the AMOLED displays, you're gonna notice a pretty good battery life savings there. But if you're on a Z10 or a Q5, they've got LCD screens, so it doesn't really matter what color you're displaying, the battery drain is going to be pretty constant. Also, BlackBerry Express, which is kind of a beta app which they're working on. It's kind of a quick way of making slideshows, but a little bit more fun and entertaining. Kind of like StoryMaker, but a little bit different. Adobe Reader, it's the default PDF app on BlackBerry 10. We looked at Bloomberg. Smart tags is how you write to NFC tags and how you can designate actions for NFC objects and that sort of thing. CBC News, which has a native BlackBerry 10 app actually. We took a look at this on the iPad, but now we can take a look at it on the BlackBerry Z10, and we can see it has news stories, still refreshing, but top stories, home, so same article you saw before. If I swipe, oh, here we go, oops, darn. No. But yeah, so here you've got all the different categories in the bar there, as well as some nice sharing options if we weren't on here. So, and you can send news if you want to send news to CBC and you see something worthwhile, there's that option there. So that's CBC. Last page here, we've got Skype, which is an Android port, but it is designed for BlackBerry 10 because it does plug into BlackBerry Hub and it has its own custom icon, and things like that are not possible with just the regular SDK. They have to have special permission from BlackBerry, and they need to have their assistance on that, so that's nice. NFB, which we also saw on the iPad. Nobex Radio, which is just that, it's a radio app, plus it does handle podcasts, so 2-in-1, which is really nice. Prayer Time, which is a prayer app to figure out prayer times. Adix is a Japanese dictionary app. Basically, it uses the same dictionary files as Aimiwa, or if you're familiar with the old name, Kotoba. RBC, like I said, my bank. 9gag is pretty funny. Reddit in Motion is a Reddit client, and it's a native client, third-party client, but it works really well. Speed test, just to do some random speed tests when I'm out and about in the city on LTE. Instagram, this is actually the Android version of Instagram. As of right now, there is no native Instagram app. There's third-party clients which offer Instagram functionality, but you know, they're not full. They're fully fledged, but they're not official clients. So, but here I've got the Android version, and it works pretty smoothly. You can double tap to like, so if I can, so I go back, I can unlike, and if I double tap, it will like it, and I can make comments, as well as this does feature Instagram Direct, so there's that. Android app works really well. And I'm just gonna wrap this up, but games, some games I've never actually even tried. Just some of these I wanted to test out how they work and how they perform. All these perform really well. These are all native apps, by the way. This one here, GT Racing 2, it's an Android app and it's actually a game, and it runs a lot smoother than I thought it would. And miscellaneous, random items like the tutorials, the Evernote app, which I don't use, camera and phone, which are, you know, camera and phone, they've got shortcuts here, so there's no need for them there. Beta zone, so apps I really don't use very often, I put there. And SIM services is basically your SIM toolkit. So what they've done here is my provider, Bell Mobility, plugged in some numbers, and they plugged in your phone number and self-serve. So that is about it. And this is my BlackBerry Z10. It's a device I use daily, but I'm Faisal Ali. and I'll see you guys in the next video.